My name is Alicia Danielle, and I'm the executive director of the Bread Project. And it was founded in 2000 by two women, and they were low-income housing specialists. And the cliff notes on that is basically they had all these women who were kind of sitting around in these low-income housing units, and baking as a skill that's replicable and transferable across cultures and languages. A lot of the women didn't speak English. They kind of figured out that baking would be a way for women to learn a skill and ultimately be able to sell a commercial product. So they came up with the idea of starting a nonprofit called the Bread Project. They hooked up with a gentleman named Michel Suez from the San Francisco Baking Institute, and they started the Bread Project. So they started training women how to bake. We serve only low-income individuals. The majority of them are on public benefits. They are, of those, 15% are refugees or displaced persons. We teach them how to bake or high volume bakery production, so making a lot of things in a very quick manner. And then we will either help them find a job for up to 15 months, but on average, it only takes us 25 days. Now it's about 23 days to help help somebody find a job, which a huge pat on our backs, or we will hire them into what's called our social enterprise. So a social enterprise is where we make product and we sell that product for a profit. We make product for Williams-Sonoma. That's a great example of a very high-end client that we produce for. We also produce in our social enterprise for the Berkeley Unified School District, and they're just a fantastic client to work with. So we have an 81% employment rate, and that is a very good number within what's called workforce development. So no, I can't say with 100% degree of certainty that somebody will get a job, because it's also up to that person as well, right? They have to put a lot of effort forth. So once they get a job, we have follow-up services for 15 months. They can come back, we call them, we check on them, and then so there's a lot of support built in, and I think it goes back to their training. We provide them with really good training. So within our longer program, they get 360 hours of training, and of that, 45 hours is of just soft skills: how to write a resume, how to interview, how to communicate.
My name is Richard Hung. I'm the Director of Bakery Operations and Baking Instructor. I teach them the basics of food safety, sanitation, basic baking skills, from how to use a mixer, how to use different equipment, what are different tools that are used in the kitchen, knife safety, a lot of safety before we step foot into the kitchen to make sure that the students are knowledgeable. They know what to expect when they walk into a kitchen, how to use equipment, what is a measuring spoon versus a measuring cup. I teach them how to use kitchen math, using volume measurements, cups, spoons, using scales, how to measure grams, how to measure pounds, and how to convert different units. There's also things I teach, such as different recipes, how to make a cookie. That's completely different from making bread. And I teach them how to make quick breads, muffins, cupcakes. As far as Mustafa, a lot of students, they'll come here from their country. They have all different kinds of backgrounds, so their expectations are different. I know he wasn't a baker where he's from, and when he came here, everything was new. The country's new, working in the kitchen was new, but he was really receptive and he was very motivated. Most of the students who come from the IRC, refugees, they're very motivated to gain skills. Working in the kitchen I would say a lot of people don't speak English too well. So that's how working in the bakery really helps them, because a lot of it is showing how do you do this, how do you use a mixer, and by watching and listening to me explain it in English, they pick it up really quickly, and in just 3 weeks, not only do they gain skills in baking, but also their confidence really shoots really high, and they can start talking with people with confidence.
My name's Valerie Froyland. I'm the Associate Director of Programs here at the Bread Project. My role here is to oversee our training program as well as provide program evaluation. In addition to that, I make sure to network with employers as well, because that is the main goal of our program, is to help people who are getting our training get into jobs at the end of the day. I actually network with different community organizations who also provide services. So that could be, for example, the Career One-Stop Centers, Oakland Private Industrial Council, different youth organizations here in the area, as well as different education providers, because individuals who are seeking our training might not necessarily know about it. I also work a lot with the reentry providers, so that includes parole, probation, also other reentry providers such as Geo Group. Mustafa was referred to us by the International Rescue Committee. So we provide services for anyone who is 18 and older, low income living in the Bay Area, individuals who are seeking training in the industry and seeking a full-time job, but also individuals who they might not necessarily have the training to get that job. There are no fees involved in this program. Our training is actually completely free, while the value of our training for our 10-week program is about $6,000. At the end of the day, a lot of folks here in the area don't have access to education and don't have access to training. There are a lot of individuals who, they actually lack their GED, high school diploma, or high school equivalent. Being able to come to an industry such as the food industry that's very forgiving and can be taught easily regardless of language, regardless of culture, and that's why we can also work with the refugee population. Being able to get this training will really give you a start to the path to self-sufficiency. Being able to get your foot in the door. The food industry, like I said, it is very forgiving. It doesn't matter if you don't speak English. It doesn't matter if you live with a criminal history. What matters is you show up on time, you follow instructions, you get the job done, and you show up the next day and do it all over again. And that's what we really try to teach our folks here through our training program, is these are things that you need in order to get the job, keep the job, and continue moving forward. Mustafa was referred by the International Rescue Committee. There are various individuals in that class from various different countries, so that included Ethiopia, Nepal, Eritrea. There was somebody from, where were they? Oh, Burma, Malaysia. That class in particular was very solid. They were really looking for a means to be able to provide for themselves and their families. I know that for many of our clients who are refugees, it's very hard to adjust in the beginning because of the culture shock. So in that sense, being able to help them put together a resume, that was really big. Mustafa has a medical background. He had been going to medical school in Afghanistan, and he was a medical translator for the US Army on the Afghanistan side. So for him to go from doing military work and work that he had been putting in a lot of his time in terms of his education to achieve, I think that coming to terms with the fact that I'm not going to be a doctor, and I think that's for a lot of individuals who do move here, your career, you must start over. And I think that he really took that to heart and was able to really become successful with that. I know that we've had conversations with him, and he's really happy working at House Kombucha and just being really happy to have the opportunity to have a job and to provide for his family.
My name is Mustafa. I'm from Afghanistan. Since 1 year, I live in California, in Oakland. I was medical doctor in Afghanistan. I graduated from Kabul Medical University. And after that, I got the job in the background ear field with the United States Force. More than 4 years I worked with the Army and Air Force. I was like a medical translator in military hospital. And for more than 3 years, and after that, for 1 year, I worked in the radio, also translator. I was very interesting to come to United States because here is a good opportunity for the education, for the work, for everything. Right now I apply for the college, for Laney College, and first I want to, at least for 1 year, I want to study English, and after, me and my wife, both of us, and after that I will decide what should I do here. But I'm very interested to get my master's degree and public health. Yeah, I'm very interested. I got the class in the bread project, and it was very good. And it was a good experience for me, and I learned a lot of things in the bread project. And when I graduated from the bread project, after in the 1st of August, I got the job in here. This is my 4th month. Right now I work like a regular worker. Yeah, my dreams like 3 or 4 steps. The first step, like when I came to the United States, it was my dream. And the second, I wanna try to earn the money, and also for my baby, for my wife, to make a good life. And I have I dream I have cars and my own homes, like step by step, and learn a good education, and I get a good degree, because Afghanistan is in the place of the war, and nobody can find the dreams in Afghanistan, and there is no like United States or another countries, we don't have enough access to everything. Yeah, in this case, this is a good country for find the dreams for everyone. Yeah, you know, every day when I hear about from the TV in Afghanistan, and one place is suicide, another place is bombing, and they killed a lot of people. Everybody is concerned about the family in Afghanistan. Every day we produce a lot of kombucha, different types, more than 10 types of the kombucha we produce here. And first, I learned here like putting the sticker on the box, and dating, and and also this machine. This is labeling machine, and they put the label on the bottles. And also this is the filling machine. They fill the bottles, and sealing. Put all bottles on the box, and after that we put on the refrigerator. Yeah, I learned a lot of things in here. My favorite kombucha is Lebanon, and every day 2 bottles. I drink 2 bottles of Lebanon. For another job, but the bread project, it was. This is the one way for all immigrant people. They find the job. My sister-in-law, 2 months ago, he arrived in the United States, and I told him go to bread project, and he last month he graduated from the bread project, and he told me it was very good, and it's a good opportunity. Yeah, I dreams for my baby when he grow up. Just I want to right now collect the money for my baby, and when he grow up, just I encourage my baby to go to school, college, university, and he should be a good like doctor, engineer, like that, and in the hospital, in the top of the place. This is my dream. He work. Yeah, I don't want to he work in the future like me, like labor. This is not bad, but everybody should try to be a very famous guy in the society. He will be a good doctor. This is my dream in the Highland Hospital because it was my dream, but unfortunately I couldn't to catch my dream here right now because it is hard for me. But my baby one day he will be a good doctor in the Highland Hospital. This is my dream.
My name is Laquish Butler, and I'm from Oakland, California. Mustafa really is like the first person that I've dealt with that's an immigrant, but he's great. I mean, as far as language-wise, I think he was a little nervous, but as he got to know me, now he's calling me sis. So it's like, we get along great, you know. It wasn't hard to train him at all. And he's actually always volunteering and willing to learn whatever, so. They already have the experience as far as like when I'm doing brewing, say if I need an assistant, that's like a plus because they already have that experience with the measuring and all of that. So it's a good thing, and they already know pretty much like the sanitation process and all of that, so they were easily able to just jump right in. We don't let everyone actually do the brewing, but since they already have that experience with the measuring and things like that, we're more comfortable with them brewing because we know that they're going to be able to get their rations right. So we started training Mustafa with learning how to do brews, so in case I'm not around, he can step up